I started working on rare disease issues back in 2012 when I was in Congressman John Carter's office. I'm not here because I have a dream of working in a DC lobbying firm. I try to find every opportunity I can to help advocate for patients with rare diseases. I really am here to work with people and to try to listen to them so that we can get results that actually matter. People who I've worked with on these issues stick in my mind every single day. Every single day I think about them. And those are the people who are driving me, and I know them because they've come up here and they've talked to me and they've told me their story.
I think it's the patient stories that matter. That is what resonates with staffers and members of Congress. And the patient advocates are so crucial to the success that the Lymphedema Treatment Act has had so far in Congress. And it's really because they've been able to share their personal story. People know who we are, they know what lymphedema is. We're able to meet with representatives in leadership, highest levels of the administration. And I think that we're going in the right direction, and the goal is now to close the Medicare gap and we get coverage for compression items this year for lymphedema patients.
The senator in February introduced the Sickle Cell Disease Research, Prevention, and Treatment Act with Senator Tim Scott. And so I was very fortunate to help him through that. I look at healthcare through the lens of health disparities. I think often we think about that and maybe should think about through the lens of racial disparities and income disparities and gender disparities. But I think rare disease, that is a population that faces some serious disparities in their own right. And a lot of that starts from very basic research at the NIH and fighting to get some of those research monies that could really go a long way. For me, I think that fighting for rare disease patients is really quite in line with just sort of why I'm here on the Hill and what I'm hoping to do here on the Hill.
Well, I've been working specifically with the pulmonary fibrosis community probably for almost 4 years now. So since I came to the office, I will be honest, I did not know what pulmonary fibrosis was before I came to this office. But since then, I've met incredible champions and advocates in meeting with different people who are affected by the disease, who have a story to tell. That's how we are able to actually do our work and get results for our constituents. Getting the funding increases for this community has been incredibly rewarding and impactful, but also I hope that what it ultimately leads to is finding a cure. Keeping the rare disease community engaged is so important to be able to keep those numbers going up. I'm hopeful that we are headed toward a cure for this disease.
I've come to have a great many deal friends and people I've become close to who have been affected and through my job, and it's the time where my personal life is kind of blended with my work life. I got immediately really hooked into this issue, knowing that we were helping these families, helping the patient advocacy group. Pieces of legislation that would actually move the needle, do good, and actually could get signed into law. Past 2 years, we've introduced and signed into law 2 pieces of legislation that hadn't really been done before. Both the Race for Children Act, pharmaceutical companies having to sort of test their adult cancer products in children when it's safe, and then also the Childhood Cancer Star Act, sort of prioritizing childhood cancer within the NIH. Hearing directly from testimonials and stories from patients and their families is really powerful, and it really makes a difference up here on Capitol Hill.